We live in a world that intentionally profits from your constant distraction. Every single day, from the moment we wake, we are ruthlessly bombarded by a relentless tidal wave of digital noise, breaking news updates, and endless flashing alerts. But for the modern elder, the greatest, most toxic clutter isn't the physical objects piling up in our closets or garages. It is the heavy, unseen baggage quietly accumulating inside our skulls. Over a lifetime, our minds can gradually become like old, unkept attics. Without realizing it, we store away fossilized worries from decades past, outdated responsibilities we no longer need to carry, and years of accumulated mental static. We try to force fresh, brilliant, creative ideas into this cramped space, but they are instantly suffocated by the pre-existing noise. This is cognitive overload, and it is the ultimate silent thief of your inner peace.
Welcome back to the Silver Compass. I'm Duquemarino. Today, we are reclaiming our focus by mastering the minimalist mindset. We are going to systematically sweep out the crowded attic of your mind, strip away the noisy, non-essential static of the modern world, and deliberately create the pristine canvas your next great creative ideas truly deserve. To cure the endless noise, we must first deeply understand its hidden anatomy. Psychologists and neuroscientists refer to this heavy, invisible mental weight as cognitive load. Think of your mind like a highly advanced, premium computer. Every single unresolved worry, every unread article you've bookmarked to look at later, every unreturned message, and every lingering minor obligation acts exactly like an open application running silently in the background of your system. You cannot see them on the main screen, but they are constantly processing data. They are quietly, relentlessly draining your battery. When your precious mental bandwidth is continuously, aggressively consumed by this background static, your overall executive function begins to suffer. You do not experience a lack of talent. Instead, you experience chronic brain fog. You experience sudden memory fatigue and a deep, paralyzing inability to simply sit down and write, paint, or create. When this happens, the internal critic tells you a lie. It tells you that you've lost your edge or that your imagination has permanently dried up with age. But that is not the truth. The reality is incredibly simple. You have simply run out of working memory. Your mental hard drive is full. To invite a brilliant, fierce, new creative spark back into your life, you cannot simply demand more output from an exhausted machine. You must first create a vacuum. You must deliberately, strategically clear out the background applications and make a clean, unburdened space for your genius to finally breathe. You have to empty the vessel before it can be filled again. How exactly do we begin this clearing process? We do not simply sit and hope for clarity. Instead, we execute a strict, uncompromising psychological protocol that I call a mental audit. Once a week, I want you to sit down in absolute, unbroken silence. That means no background music, no smartphones, and completely blacked out screens. You must strip away the outside world entirely. Take a physical, heavy piece of paper and a high-quality pen. Do not use a digital keyboard. Your brain requires the physical resistance of ink meeting paper to unlock its deep-seated cargo. Begin writing down absolutely everything currently occupying your conscious thoughts. Do not filter it and do not dress it up. Write down the minor home repairs you've been putting off, the old fossilized regrets from 10 years ago that still haunt your quiet moments. The ambitious artistic projects you secretly feel guilty for not starting, and the toxic daily news stories making you anxious. Pour it all out onto the page without hesitation. Keep writing until the paper is completely full and your mind feels beautifully, profoundly hollow. Now look at that messy page with the cold, unyielding eye of a military strategist. You are no longer the victim of this noise. You are its commander. Divide these items into 3 clear pillars. First, what requires immediate action, the tasks you will face head-on. Second, what can be handed off or delegated to others, the weights you no longer need to bear alone. And third, what must be consciously forgiven and permanently released, the ancient history that no longer serves your future. By physically moving the chaotic static from inside your head out onto the open page, you strip it of its emotional power. You have cataloged the enemy, cleared the field, and created room for your next great chapter to emerge. Once the mental attic is cleanly swept, your job is not done. You must actively protect it from the daily onslaught of the modern world. To keep my mental space clear, I practice a simple, uncompromising 3-step pruning protocol. First, the digital curfew. For the very first hour of your morning and the absolute last hour of your evening, forbid yourself from looking at a digital screen. Protect your mind's sacred transitions. Do not let the chaotic noise of the world dictate your first or last thoughts of the day. Second, radical presence. Spend exactly 15 minutes every single day engaging in a single, unhurried physical act. Step outside and water your garden, sip your morning coffee, or simply sit and listen to the wind moving through the trees without multitasking. Force your aging brain to experience one single high-fidelity sensory input at a time, resetting your nervous system. Third, 1 in, 1 out. Before you accept a brand new commitment, purchase a new digital gadget, or take on a fresh obligation, look at your mental ledger. Ask yourself exactly what existing mental task you are going to drop to make room for it. You have a finite amount of cognitive bandwidth. Guard the absolute borders of your attention with a fierce, sovereign protectiveness. A minimalist mindset is never about forcing yourself to live in a cold, empty room. It is entirely about choosing to live with an unburdened spirit. When you ruthlessly clear away the background noise, you will discover a profound truth. Your creativity does not need to be forced. The brilliant new ideas, the vivid storybook characters, and the artistic visions will naturally rush to fill the beautiful vacuum you've created. Tell me in the comments below, what is the single biggest piece of mental clutter or background noise you are actively choosing to release this week? Let us assemble our thoughts and clear the canvas together. I'm Duquemarino. Keep your curiosity sharp, keep your silver compass pointing north, and always remember, a quiet mind is the sacred birthplace of your absolute greatest masterworks. The journey truly begins now.